Hello, welcome to the Yarn and Yarns YouTube channel. My name is Angela and all the places you can find me should be linked in the description box below this video. Welcome to a little chat today about my 2021 spinning plans. So I was thinking, I've already chatted about my knitting goals for this year, and I was thinking, should I put some goals around my spinning as well? I know that for myself in the past, when I've tried to set myself these kind of yearly goals, they don't always stick throughout the year, but I thought actually it would be fun, even if I know that maybe I'm not going to be able to achieve everything that I set out to at the start of the year, because, you know, things change. It would be nice to try and set myself some sort of path or goal or plan. So that's what I've done, and I've grabbed a whole bunch, and it's a lot of fibre from my stash, that I hope to try and spin through at some point in 2021. Now, I am not setting myself any goals in terms of the techniques that I use, or trying to push myself to learn new things, because, well, we all know how 2020 went, and I don't want to put that kind of pressure on myself. But what I have done is I have gone through my fibre stash and I have grabbed out things that have been gifted to me. And as with a lot of my yarn stash, I am so super lucky and grateful to have received, well, when you see the cart, so many wonderful gifts over the last couple of years that I haven't yet spun through. And so I've decided that in order to keep the connection and the joy coming through 2021, I'm just going to try and spin through as much of my gifted fibre as I can. I'm just going to spin you around slightly if I can. I'm not sure how this is going to work. I didn't really test it out. But I have myself one of these three-tiered carts, and as you can see, I have rammed that full of fibre. It's my spinning trolley. So the bottom shelf here, I do have my bobbins that aren't in use at the moment. They're all sort of tucked under this mess of rolags. I've got some 3D printed bobbins, and I've also got some wooden bobbins tucked in there as well. I'm just trying to keep anything that I'm not using that's like attached to my spinner or my wheel tidy in this cart, so that I know where I can come and grab it if I need to. On the other side of that bottom shelf is the rolags that I made last summer from the fleece. That was really kindly gifted to me by Charlie of Charlie Button Yarns, and I've spun through a good portion of that fleece, but as you can see, I've still got quite a lot more. And over the last couple of days, I've actually dragged my treader wheel out of hibernation. It went into hibernation over Christmas, so we could make some space in the living room for our tree. But I've dragged it out of hibernation and I'm getting back to this spin, and I really want to try and have this done by the end of February at the latest, because these rolags have been hanging around for far too long. So yeah, I'd really like to get that done. And then the top two tiers of this cart are, as you can see, absolutely rammed full of fibre, but also on the top here I've got a few projects that are in progress that I just need to finish. So yeah, it's a lot, I know, but fibre also takes up a lot of space, doesn't it? So you know, there's maybe, I didn't actually count, but there's maybe like 15 or so braids or sort of collections of fibre here, so I don't think it's outside of the realms of possibility. But yeah, my plan is just to grab a bump of fibre whenever I need a new spinning project, and just throw it on my wheel or my e-spinner or one of my spindles, and just try and spin through the cart. So I think it'll probably take too long to go through the entire cart, but I'll chat to you about some of the things that are on here. As I say, they've all been amazing gifts, and most of them actually are from members of the Yarn and Yarns community, and I'm just continuously blown away by your generosity. I don't know what I do to deserve the packages that turn up, sometimes for my birthday, sometimes for Christmas, sometimes just because, and yeah, you just continue to just blow me away with your kindness and your generosity. Yeah. I don't really have any words. I don't know what I do to deserve this, but I'm super grateful. So yeah, I'll chat to you quickly about my spins in progress. One of them's not on the cart just because I couldn't find a way to balance it. So in my little basket here, I have my supported spinning project, and I've started to work on this again in the last few days, and I'm working through some Cambrian fibre that I purchased with a gift voucher that was so kindly given to me by Jenny. Hi Jenny, if you're watching. And I am using this as a way to practice my support spindling. I've got 2 support spindles, both from Enid Ashcroft. So I'm dividing each colour from this fibre pack and spinning half to each spindle. As you can see, I'm actually in the process of winding these off into a plying ball because I finished the first colour. This fibre is Cambrian fibre from Hilltop Cloud. Oops, I thought I was going to fall out then. Which is a Welsh produced fibre. And this was one of her seasonal colourways that she did last year. I think this was from September 2020, so I don't think this particular colourway is available, but I know that Kate often has Cambrian fibre over in her web shop, and it's beautiful to spin. Other works in progress. I have got, sorry for the crinkling, you might remember this spin because it got trashed by my cat Newt. So I spun up a whole lot of turtles on another Enid Ashcroft spindle. It's tucked away in there. It's my Turkish spindle, and I left them out and Newt decided to go on a rampage. So I've rescued as much of the fibre as I can, and I've even started plying it up. You can see there's a couple of mini skeins there, but I just lost steam with that project at the end of last year. So this one really needs to get finished. A couple of hours of concerted spinning and that will be done. So yeah, I definitely need to get on with that sooner rather than later. And then my other long-term spindle project, I've just popped it into this bag for now, and it's some Ashford Fibre that was gifted to me by my lovely friend Tracy when we were travelling in New Zealand, which was, I don't know, like 3 or 4 years ago now, crazy. And I actually started spinning this fibre while we were travelling around New Zealand on this spindle that I purchased from a local maker over in New Zealand, and I managed to spin through half of the fibre, and then I've kind of picked it up on and off. I've got just under half of the fibre left to spin, and it just keeps getting pushed for other projects, and I really just want to get this done because it deserves to be finished. And then I guess maybe I'll just grab a few random things from the cart to show you what's on here. I've got a couple of fibres on here from my lovely friend Ruth. Hi Ruth, if you're watching. Ruth sent me this fibre pack with, as you can see, a Turkish spindle, and there's a tiny little bit of spun fibre on there, so I've kept those together. This is from Cat and Sparrow, I think, the spindle and the fibre. So Ruth kind of destashed that to me, so I'm going to probably spin through on the Turkish spindle that quantity of fibre. There's another braid from Ruth on this cart somewhere as well that she purchased from a local to her dyer. Sorry about my squeaky chair. I promise it is the chair. I've got some amazing fibre that recently came my way from the lovely Dagmar. Dagmar just before Christmas sent me a box with some skeins of yarn and this beautiful fibre, and I'll show you the yarn another time. But it's from I think a German producer close to Dagmar, Decliner Wool Fabric. I've never learnt German, sorry. But it's absolutely beautiful. It says on here 100% wool, but there's no other information. So I'm looking forward to spinning that. I think these colours are going to make for a most glorious yarn. What else have I got on the cart? I've got loads of different types of fibre from my dear friend Caroline of Colourful Creativity. She very kindly sent me a huge bag of fibre, maybe not last year, I think even possibly the year before. So I've spun through some of it, but I've got a fair bit of that on the cart. I've also got these amazing Rolags that were in my advent calendar from Caroline this year, so you would have seen those on my advent catch-up video. And I think on the cart somewhere I've got a smaller quantity of fibre that was in my advent from Caroline last year, so that's definitely on here somewhere. I've got some beautiful fibres from Attic Spin Dye, the lovely Andy and Angela, who have been long-term supporters of Yarn and Yarns, and last year they kindly gifted me 3 braids of fibre at various points through the year, and also some fibre from Stash, some natural colours. This is one of the beautiful braids that they sent me. This is the Foxy colourway, and I particularly love this autumnal sort of browns and yellows and oranges. So this one, oh, I'm definitely particularly excited about spinning that one. And then yes, here are some of the naturals. It's this kind of pack of different types of sheep, British sheep breeds. They were also gifts from Andy and Angela. What else have we got? Oh, I've got one quantity of fibre left from Cathy, Mountain Pearl. Cathy so kindly sent me something for our community window display last year, and not only did she send through something for that, but she sent me a box with some fibre and some yarn in. I've spun through 2 lots of the fibre that were in there. This is the final one that's left, so that's in my cart. I have got, where is the fibre from? Here we go. From lovely Louise, who is the VFB, just before Christmas. She sent me this amazing fibre from Variable Difference. It's a merino nylon blend, so hopefully perfect for socks, in this beautiful glorious orange colourway. So thank you so much, Lou. I will absolutely adore spinning this up. However, I am hanging on to it for a little while because I'm going to see how well my 2-ply sock yarn wears once I've knitted those socks up, before I make a decision on how I'm going to spin that. So that one will definitely get spun in 2021, but it might be a little bit down the line for that one. I've got some beautiful fibre, another gift just before Christmas from Pamela. Pamela sent me this gorgeous comb top from Fibre Hut, in these beautiful orangey red colours, and it doesn't say what it is, it just says 100 grams of combed fibre top, but it's got a really nice kind of floofiness to it, and again, like I say, beautiful sort of orangey red colours, so that's going to be a lovely one to spin. And then I've got a couple of other bits and pieces that were gifted to me. Some have been in my stash for a long time. These 2 in particular have been on my sort of too precious to spin list, and I might have talked about these before. Both gifts from friends in the US. Both were gifted to me at the sort of beginning of my spinning journey, so I was worried about ruining the fibre, but no more. We're not going to do that. We're not going to hold on to things, because I think particularly with fibre, you can't, well, I'm not going to say never, but I don't think you can really go too wrong. Even if you've got basic spinning skills, the yarn that you produce maybe won't be exactly what you're aiming for, but I promise you'll be able to knit something really nice with it, because even my really sort of dodgy, ropey first few hand spuns have knitted up into fun projects. So no more am I going to harbour that too precious to spin attitude. So I've got this one from Into the World, and these amazing bats from Hobbledehoy, and I think these are particularly precious because I don't think Hobbledehoy are in business anymore, although correct me if I'm wrong, but these would also be really hard for me to get hold of again because they're US based, so yeah, another reason why they've been kind of stashed away. But you know, I don't want to get to the point with these fibres where I've been stashing them and they're sort of compressed and harder to spin because I've you know, not given them the love and attention that they deserve. So I've got other sort of braids and bats and things in here, again already from folks that I've mentioned. I won't show them all because we'll be here forever and a day, but I do have this, my last quantity that I'll show you is this really lovely sample of fibre that was sent to me by Kelly. Kelly also made this amazing oyster catcher just behind me. And Kelly sent me a package all the way from Canada just before Christmas with some amazing gifts in, including this little bump of fibre. And I think I'm going to hold this because it's quite a small quantity. I think I'll hold this next time I feel like throwing a new drop spindle project. I think I will pop this on my drop spindle. I'm sure as the year goes on, some of these will get spun on my wheel, some of them will get spun on my spindles. As I say, I don't have any firm plans for the yarns that I want to make with them. I just want to enjoy the process and enjoy spinning through some of the things that have been gifted to me. And it's always lovely, isn't it, when you are working on something to feel connected to someone else in our wonderful fibre community. So all of these projects will give me that amazing connection, and I will be able to spend time with the lovely folks who have gifted me these precious fibres. So yeah, they're my basic spinning plans for 2021. There's a lot here, there's a lot, but I'm confident. we've got a whole year still. So yeah, please let me, if you're a spinner, please let me know in the comments below, what are your spinning plans for 2021. Maybe you're not a spinner, but one of your goals for 2021 is to learn to spin. So yeah, let me know that in the comments below. I'd love to hear that from anyone who's wanting to dip their toes into the water, because it's always exciting to try a new craft. Maybe you have particular things in your stash that you want to spin, or maybe you have particular yarns that you want to practice, or techniques that you want to practice. So yeah, give me all the deets in the comments below. Also, if there's any of the fibres that I've shown off today that have caught your eye, then let me know. Perhaps I can be persuaded to spin something sooner rather than later. Let me know if you spotted any favourites. I'm going to sign off for this video. I'm sure I'll be back again waffling soon. You know me, can't keep me away for long. A big thank you to everyone who has watched. A massive thank you to anyone who supports the channel via Patreon or Ko-fi. I really appreciate any donations that you're able to make. It helps me to keep the content coming. But if you're not able to support that way, then I completely understand, and just by being here, by watching, liking the videos, by subscribing to the channel, you're supporting the Yarn and Yarns and the community here. So I am truly grateful for that. So I hope you will join me for the next video, whenever that will be. But until we get to spend time together again, I hope you get to do some of the things that you enjoy. Great big woolly hugs to you all. Bye for now.